today is my birthday. Engine's up and running, so we're going to take advantage of the sun. I'm all ready to get outside, warm, sunnies. A gorgeous wall that has been ripped apart in another fault-finding escapade. We're Mel and Paul, just a couple of South Africans living in the UK. The events of 2020 led us to buying and living on board a 57-foot narrowboat. While adapting to our new home, we've cruised parts of the UK's canals and given her an interior makeover. You're finding us now moored up in a marina for the winter and learning each day what it really takes to live in a small floating space. Subscribe and join us, and let's see where this new venture goes. Morning! I have been dying to update you with our little fault finding that we needed to do on the leak. What a joke. It ended up not even being that issue. So updates on that coming soon, but boat stuff is going to have to wait because today is my birthday and I'm currently on my way to pick up my prezzies from Paul and my mom that have arrived at the marina office. So let me go do that, and yeah, that's number one on the list. Blessed with a gorgeous 8 degrees today. Can't even believe it. How wonderful, especially for my big day. And by big day, it's obviously very small because it's just Paul and I on the boat. But we're going to do some video calls, and he bought me a chocolate cake. That's what I got woken up to in bed this morning. So very exciting, and we're just going to make the most. I tell you what, if winter was like this every day, no problemo. It is amazing, like such nice weather, so mild, feels warm, just in a light jumper and t-shirt. Super, super good. I just, yeah, get me out on the cut, get me on the boat, let's go. I'm ready. Even though we're not on the cut and we're just in a marina, I always appreciate the water. Like, I love it when it's like this. Super still, mirroring everything. It's beautiful. And yeah, we always just feel grateful to be where we are, I guess. I shall also take this opportunity just to say a big thank you to our family and friends who watched. Your birthday messages this year were more felt than ever, being so far away and in the current situation that the world is in and the lockdown and blah blah blah. Just feels a whole lot more intense, and you just feel those feelings a whole lot more, so really appreciate that. And yeah, hopefully one of the birthdays in the future will be spent with us all together in the same place. Engine's up and running. We are just going to do our pump out because it is beautiful weather. There's a slight wind that's starting to pick up, but we think it's going to be okay. So we're going to take advantage of the sun. I'm all ready to get outside, warm, sunnies. I take every opportunity I can to wear all my accessories when I need them. So short cruise, the only ones we have these days, and we are going to enjoy and yeah, get back to those boat updates in a bit. So we have 2 gas bottles on board and the one ran out, so we've replaced that. Done our pump out, got the fuel, a sort of once a monthly chore. So I wanted to find out from other people that have pump out loos. We are enjoying ours for a number of factors, so don't anybody say, oh, time for a cassette or a compost loo. Maybe in the future, but for now what it does is it forces us to move the boat around, and maneuvering in a marina is great practice for new boaters. Paul kind of knows what he's doing, so there's no worries there. It's me that needs the practice, tying up the knots, jumping off the rope, those kinds of things, and so it's very good to practice that. So it forces us to get the boat out, which is grand. And yeah, we just don't have to deal with smelling or seeing any of our excrement, so that's great too. But yeah, I wanted to ask, we are pumping out just before the gauge, or just on the gauge as it gets to the red. Sorry, Paul's just here. Gotcha. Sorry for that quick break in transmission. We are back. As I was saying about the pump out loom, so I'm keen to find out other people that have them, like how often they are pumping out. I'm not, I think our tank is like 217 liters, but that's beside the point. My main thing is the gauge. So Paul replaced the gauge because when we took over the boat, the whole loo was full and we didn't know, and we were flushing and trying to like diagnose the problem as to why it smelled so bad and why it wasn't working, and all the pipes and everything were flooded through. It was disgusting. But yeah, so we bought a new gauge and Paul fitted that himself, so we know that the gauge is working, it's been calibrated correctly, so we're not worried there. But Paul, we have arguments about this all the time. Paul is of the thinking that as soon as it gets to the red zone, so that's a quarter way to completely full, that we need to stop using the loom. And I say we could go maybe halfway through the red zone and then pump out, or at least as it gets to the red zone, check the weather for the following week, but then we've probably got like a week's worth of flushes or something like that. I just feel that we can venture into the red zone, and Paul is adamant that not a hair over. So I've googled and I've looked online, but I can't find anything about a pump out gauge. I can find toilets that work with lights and things, but nothing that really says like how far people test their loo into the red. So I'm interested if any of you that watch live on boats and cruise and have a pump out loo. Do you ever let it get into the red? How far? And yeah, what's the story there? Obviously I would never push it. I would never push it because that's just silly, and we do not, like, we've had poo coming out into the boat and it's under our bed where we sleep and where our clothes are, so we're not letting that happen. But just a little bit into the red, you know, emergency situation, backup plan, that kind of thing. Interested to know, so drop a comment. And in other fun news, we just found out that it was our neighbour's birthday as well yesterday. So 3rd of Feb, hot date, lots of birthdays. But yeah, we didn't even know, and I think that's just so sad because we just obviously spent the day, the two of us, we did some video calls with the family, that was great. I opened my few prezzies from Paul and my parents, and yeah, we had a like really grand day, but it was quiet obviously. And yeah, if I'd known that it was the neighbours, we would have shared our cake or something. So I'm back in the kitchen and my plans for the day have changed. I'm going to whip up a really great recipe that my mom sent me. It's for this like coconut tart thing. It's called Impossible Pie because it's meant to be super easy. You just like bung all the ingredients into one bowl and it kind of like makes a pie in the oven. So that's what I shall be doing, and then we'll share it and kind of have a belated birthday celebration. I think you need to do these things and sort of stick together because birthdays are pretty bleak in lockdown. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I completely fudged that. So that pie dish was too small, so I'm gonna pop it in this big old glass dish. I poured it all back together. Had to throw my mom in between because although it's an easy recipe, you know how it goes, if it's too good to be true, sometimes it is. So I don't know why I didn't think ahead, but anyway, pouring into this one now. Hello, the cake went in the oven and came out alright, but I didn't film the ending of it because it was one of those times where I think there were 5 phone calls to my mom. I had poured it into the wrong dish, as I said, and then yeah, I think it's just been a while since I made anything for anyone, and so that kind of stress just freaked me out. I wasn't concentrating, thought it was easier than it was, and yeah. Came out okay, tasted good, we ate it, socially distanced, and yeah, had a lovely time. I'm coming to you today to give you some updates, and I'm going to show you the fix and how we figured out the leak in our back cupboard. Really very exciting stuff you get here, folks. This will be a good time to tell you, please subscribe to our channel and follow our adventures. You can see, yeah, basically us plugging holes, and one of them has to do with this. So there's one of those on the other side, which is the one that Paul actually fixed over there. And yeah, from that hole the water was actually running down the side of the boat and obviously dripping out at the back in the cupboard. Since sealing it, it is all completely dry and we are chuffed. There is a bit of drama going on inside today though, so I shall tell you about that. But before that, I'm standing outside and look how nice it is. Came out, which is grand, but basically up until now it has been raining constantly all day. We had a few days of good weather, which was nice, and we're back to the old classic showers that the UK has to offer. That means that obviously we discover more and more leaks, and I think at this point we sound like incredibly broken records, but You know, we're sitting on our boat, waiting for lockdown to be over, waiting to make plans, and this is just what's going down. So yeah, as it stands right now, this is what I'm looking at. A gorgeous wall that has been ripped apart in another fault-finding escapade. Doing the responsible thing and filling up with water. We have a week of gorgeous 0, -1 degree weather on the horizon. So keeping that tank full in case things freeze over. While that's on the go, I think this week we're just a bit frustrated, as many other people are. And we're kind of on the no plan. What our original plans would have been way back when in June when we bought the boat have changed slightly along the way, and obviously we have loads of ideas and things we want to do, but yeah, I guess no one really predicted we'd be in this long lengthy lockdown, and necessary as it is, it does get frustrating at times. And I think we're really feeling it just the length of time that we've been without work now. And yeah, we spend our days applying for jobs, doing an online course so I can get a diploma and a different qualification. Paul is relentless at applying for stuff. So side note, if any of you have jobs out there, I mean, I'll do a shameless plug and say, you know, ring us up. Paul's very handy at fixing boats, airplanes, motorbikes, you name it. We have some projects that we need to do. Projects. One being that we are going to do that top that we spoke about and sew the magnets into some waterproof fabric, because clearly we've realized that the windows are something that need solving and the weather's not letting up anytime soon, so we might as well just protect it, because it eases our stress when you're like sitting in the boat and like mopping up condensation and leaks and all that kind of beautiful stuff that happens on a boat. We realize it's just part of boat life. But it doesn't make it any easier when you're new to it, and it is very frustrating. That being said, it's nothing we can't handle, and by we I mean mostly Paul. I sort of hand the tools and he does all the magic. Stay tuned guys, next week we'll be putting together a video of all the things that we really wish we could do. Even though we are pinching our pockets and saving every penny we have just because of the uncertain times, it doesn't mean we aren't dreaming, planning, scheming, all the things that we will do when things start to turn around. It'll give you just a different view and really focusing in on some things that we really want to do, really want to fix up or change. So that's going to be a good one. So if you want to see that, join in next week. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It is the best way to help us out. We really need it. We love this channel. We love having you along for our little journey on our boat. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications bell if you want to be notified when our videos do come out. That's Mondays if you didn't know. If you know anyone else that would love this content, please do share it. These things take a while to grow, and the faster we can grow it, the better. It's an easy, free way just to really show us your support, and would be much appreciated. If you are one of our old favorites, thank you for commenting each week. We absolutely love hearing from you. Continue to do so. We shall see you there in a bit, and until the next one, see you then.